And sledging is low class. It is low class. It is cheap. Where the opponent team comes and gives gali to the batsman. Gali, they try to distract them from and take their focus away. Gali, de ke focus nikalte. One thing that Sachin Tendulkar is known for is to remain cool. One thing that Sachin is adored for in the history of cricket is sledging hasn't bothered him. When people call names, people give gali and people do all kinds of stuff. This man is cool. Are you cool? When people do sledging against you in the game of life, are you cool? Or you lose your cool? Can you stop a guy from criticizing you? Can you stop an opponent team from sledging? कुछ नहीं कर सकते. It's called things which are out of our control. People are out of our control sometimes. Are people in control? Can you control what people say about you? What people think about you? You have nothing. Are situations in your control many times? No. The guy who was batting was expecting an in-swing ball. And that's what the bowler bowled. And one gush of wind, an in-swing becomes an outswing. And is caught out. क्या हो गया? बॉलर ने बराबर उसने तो इन-स्विंग डाला, इसको भी लगा इन-स्विंग, बीच में हवा आ गया बस. हाथ में आपके? Lot of things, situations, people are just out of our control. How many of you think question paper is in your control? And when things go wild, I'll tell you what happens with us. I'll tell you what happens with us. This is what happens with us. You know? This is what happens with us. See how it foams up? We react. The stimulus of a person sledging against us, criticizing, pulling us down, envious of us, conspiring, politicking, makes us react and foam out. We start reacting also. And look at this. This is also sealed. The question is, do you want to be a 7-Up can or a Oxycool bottle of water? And I'm sure a lot of us would say, Prabhu ji, हमको तो दूसरा कुछ सोचता ही नहीं है प्रभु जी. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many situations which are completely out of our control. Don't consume your minds by something that you can do nothing about. Why are we consuming our minds by something that is absolutely beyond our scope to do anything? Shall I tell you something? A good 70% of our mind is occupied by these things. Statistic. 70% mind space is occupied by things that you have no control over. क्या करेंगे बोलिए? Learn this master stroke. Not to react, but to respond. Of course, easier said than done, you know. Do you react? Like a 7-Up can? Or do you respond? Like that water bottle? Is the question that we all have at front. And thus, in our life, we will always have a stimulus. And we can choose to respond because between the stimulus and response is our choice. Between the stimulus and the response is the choice. Sledging to Sachin Tendulkar is a stimulus. And his response is, he's been a water bottle his whole life. Without reacting. He wasn't an automatic water bottle. He has chosen to be a water bottle. The nurse did not give birth to a Sachin Tendulkar in the maternity ward. Well, घ्या तुमचा सचिन घ्या. सेंचुरी मारूनच आलाय घ्या. A Sachin wasn't created in the maternity ward. A Sachin was created by choice. A great personality is not born in the maternity ward. A great personality is born by the choices that one makes. And therefore, when there are all kinds of stimuli, we have to learn how to respond. Easier said than done again. If we are not strong spiritually, it is impossible. If we are not strong culturally, it is impossible. Therefore, my Guru Radhanath Maharaj, he says, don't ask the question why. Why did this happen to me? Ask the question how. How should I deal with it? For that question why, either there are no answers or there are no satisfactory answers. Why did the in-swing ball become outswing by a gush of wind? Do you know? How will you ever know? We are all cribbing and complaining and crying all the time. Why me? Why did this happen to me? Why? To that question, why? Either there are no answers or there are no satisfactory answers because there are factors beyond our control, which is not an assessment of the opponent, which is not just based on practice. एक हवा का झोंका फ्यूचर बदल देता है. There is something called as karma, a factor that's beyond us. After you have done everything right, you've assessed your opponent, you've done practice in your academics, in your cricket, in your giving lectures, whatever. After all of that is said and done, there is a factor that you have no control over. Success in your hands or what? No. There are factors beyond us, and then don't ask why. Because you will never get an answer. Something from beyond. Ask how. How to deal with this. I don't want to react. I want to respond. Why के लिए जब आंसर नहीं है ना, बोतल बनना सीखना चाहिए. तभी शांति का जीवन जिएंगे. That is called a master stroke of life.